This week, we're talking organization, storage, and upgrades to the bathroom.
I think this all comes out as one piece. I could put two of them in and they wouldn't be all the way against the top.
That was not what I was expecting. I mean, it'll be too late by then. But first, we've got to make it home to Oregon. So we're saying goodbye to Wyoming, headed through Idaho, and back home to family and friends. First on our list is finding storage containers. I believe we found the aisle we're looking for. Can you say storage? What are you thinking of for this one?
I'm thinking I want to be able to put two of them between the end of the tonneau cover and the hitch.
Okay.
So I want to put the bike rack in one of them and maybe the generator. Maybe some
Will the generator fit in there?
jack stands. No, I don't think the generator will fit in this one, but the bike rack would.
It's got a lid and everything. So that's a 57-gallon. It's got wheels on the bottom. That's nice.
If I'm going to fit two in there, they have to be 64. It has to be 64 total, so they can only be 32 inches long.
I want to know what you're keeping in this one. Hey, Steve, would you get in this? I think you'd fit.
I'm not getting in that. There's two of them there. I'll break it.
Look at the size of that tote. Holy smokes. That's a big tote.
All right, guys, so what I did on my storage. I ended up finding these 14-gallon totes that I could put two of them in and they wouldn't be all the way against the top, so I can get them in and out real easy. And basically I put everything I own into a tote so that I don't have stuff floating around in here. And I labeled the ends of them so I know what's in what, but I try to put the things that I use the most right here at the front, and then the things that I don't use very often way back in the middle. I reorganized this area a little bit. I had little containers here for everything before, but decided to just get these that would make it more uniform. So they weren't all different sizes and shapes and everything, so it looked real clean. And then I also added 4 more totes up front here. I've still got a few things hanging out that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with yet. Some longer things like these brushes and stuff that I need to figure out a way, maybe mount them up here, but that's what we've got so far.
Are you the barking dog that causes problems?
So also we got these paper towel holders off of Amazon, and I put one of them up here so that I can put my rags on it. And I think I'm gonna put the other one on the other side. Not quite sure yet, but this particular holder here, it has kind of a ratcheting system so that they won't back off and unroll while you're driving down the road. So we'll have this link to these in our Amazon storefront. Is that what it's called? If anybody's interested. And so for the back of the truck, this is what I did. It's a little bit messy yet, but whew, that's hot. All of my jacks and jack stands are shoved up underneath of the tonneau cover. And don't forget Kelly's fire poking sticks. So, and then to keep all of the bike racks and everything, all some extra stuff that I have, I got this great big tote that fit between the hitch and the tonneau cover, and I threw all this stuff in here. This is stuff I don't use very often, so I just kind of wanted it in the truck out of the way.
If you've been here from the beginning, you know I struggle with rugs. From keeping them in place to keeping this from chewing on them. So I finally splurged on some good ones. I have purchased 3 rugs. This is what they look like down. Here's one. And I purchased a runner piece like this because of the slide flap that comes in here. If you can cover up that slide flap, it helps keep stuff from getting tucked underneath it. Another thing, the kind of rug I bought are washable rugs. And the important part about this is the grippy backside so that they don't slip, they don't slide. I just laid this one down, so it does have a ridge that's running down it. I'm hoping that'll settle out over time, but I'm gonna open the others and I'll show you where I put those. This is the brand I bought. They're similar to the one that I have in my bedroom, so I'm hoping they do well. I got a runner for down this side to cover up this slide piece, and I got one for the living room area because the dogs really like to lay on a carpet and everything, and to be honest, I feel like it'll keep the dog hair and the dirt and the dust from collecting under the furniture. We're doing a project. I don't know if Steve is excited about it as I am, but I'm excited. It's the bathroom. What got me started on this were these lovely, lovely shower doors. Yes, I'm being facetious. I am not happy about these shower doors. The worst part about the shower doors are the tracks. The tracks are disgusting. And they're very, very difficult to clean. Everybody talks about these in RVs. So what we're gonna do is, we are going to remove this shower door to start with, because we have a new door that we're gonna put in that I'm excited to show you about. The other thing we're gonna do is, we're going to be taking the mirror off. We're going to be taking this rack off the wall right here. And we're also going to be removing this towel holder because it just hangs down and it's in the way. And this is your only counter space here. And it really just kind of blocks that. I'm gonna put some wallpaper up in here as well. And I'm super excited about that. Hopefully it's not a nightmare. And then we're gonna be installing some other things. So here's our before. I hope you're ready for the after. So one of the hard parts about living in an RV is you're not supposed to screw things into the wall, right? So we all use those really nice 3M stickers things that we put everything up with. For example, this little tray right here, I've got this 3M sticker right here. The question is, how do you get them off? And this is your answer. A blow dryer. If you use heat, it weakens the glue and whew, hopefully it should pull right off. Okay, that wasn't so bad. It took me all of like 3 minutes. The only thing you do want to be careful of is not to heat the wall too much because you don't want problems with the board behind, but there's no sticky residue or anything on that. It came off really nicely. So after discussing, I think we've decided that we're actually going to take the mirror out first before we work on the shower door because it will give us just a little extra wiggle room. Not that this mirror has a ton of depth. I know it's kind of hard to see. It's fairly shallow, but a little room helps. Okay, it looks like there are 1, 2, 3 on each side. So 6 screws that mount this in. See if we can slip this puppy right on out of there.
These are Robert's heads or Phillips heads, either one. I'm choosing to use a Robert head. I think they work a little easier, so here we go. Something's hanging on the bottom. Did it give loose or what? Yeah, it just gave loose finally. I think it was like some glue or something. It's one of these, right?
Yep, that one.
We probably don't want to leave it on while we're trying to work with it.
You don't think? I think that's probably a good idea.
What'd they do here? They just went there and then put a patch between. Let's get some pictures of this so we can get it back the same way.
Okay.
There you go. Get the shower out. First thing you have to do is go around the entire thing and cut all the sealant, because I think the glass and everything, I think this all comes out as one piece. And I would say you lift on the glass and I'll make sure it comes off of this. We gotta lift it up and over. It's gotta go over that cap right there, see?
Yep. I've lifted.
It's just really tight.
Oh my God, that's heavy.
It's gonna take us both.
Okay, we're gonna have to slide it out of the...
Well, you hold it there. I'm gonna go down the bottom and pick it up from the bottom. I don't care how you turn it. You just gotta turn it and go through the door. So you start tipping it back your way. Oh, evidently it's gonna move. Well, now you're hitting that end. Boy, they are heavy, aren't they?
Yeah, it's not gonna go around the corner like this.
Sucker's heavy, isn't it? Just gotta take my time because you don't want to gouge the shower.
Well, we officially have the frame out. Now we have to go back through and try and get all of the extra caulk off of everything. And there's quite a bit. Plus, fill the holes. We tried a number of things to remove the silicone caulk, from Goo Gone to using the magic eraser. But the bottom line is, you just got to use some muscle and have patience. Took about 45 minutes, an hour, but we managed to work together and get all of the silicone off the sides of the shower and across the bottom. That thing was gross. It's still not 100% clean. I'm gonna have to scrub on that. It was gross underneath that rail down there. That's where the rails were screwed on. So we'll have to fill those. I think it'll be okay. So here's my plan. I want to put wallpaper in the bathroom just to give it a little color, a little bit different feel to it. So I got on Amazon and I ordered a couple rolls of some wallpaper. It is a peel and stick wallpaper. And I know I've heard rumors about peel and stick and the challenges with peel and stick. I'm gonna try something. I also picked up this Easy Hang peel and stick wallpaper helper. So I'm gonna try this as well and see what I think of it. I will put this in our Amazon store. If you wanna look at this on Amazon, we'll let you know how it works out. I also picked up one of these. This is a smoothing tool, which is supposed to help you smooth all of the bubbles out. I just put the wallpaper up. I'm gonna try that. And I bought 2 sets of these baskets. They look like this. They have a wooden bottom in them. And they do come with these little mounting tack things, which I'm not sure. They don't look too bad, and I think they actually might hold really well on the wall. It looks like, they look like this. And so you can see they have these little nails right here. And so you hit the nails and then they're tiny, and then they'll go into the wall and hold it. And then this will hook on that part of it like that to hold it. So I'm curious. I haven't asked Steve what he thinks of these. He may tell me, oh heck no, we're not doing that. But they seem rather unintrusive. They're not going to leave a big hole in the wall. And I think because of the way they're spaced, I think it'll secure it well. If that doesn't work, I got some of the sticky, the mounting sticky pieces. It's basically like the one I took off the wall. So these are my backup plan if Steve says no to these. First thing you need to do is you need to clean the walls. So let's go start with that. So I'm gonna start the process with just a Myers cleaner and a rag just to wipe the walls down. And I'm gonna be doing this wall and I'm gonna be doing that wall. Just to make sure that this doesn't have something in it, soap residue or whatever, I'm gonna go back over it with isopropyl alcohol. Prepping the walls, I understand, is one of the biggest pieces. The other thing I have to do before I can start putting the wallpaper on is I have to plug the holes where the towel rack hung on the wall. Okay, I am just gonna use some silicone to fill in these two holes right here where the towel bar had been. So the first thing it tells you to do is measure. A little over 42.5, not quite 42 3/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the paper at 43 because I'd rather have a little extra and be able to slice it off than not enough and have a big old gap. I cut my first section of paper and basically it is a peel and stick off the back of it. Do not start to peel it yet. I'm gonna take an X-Acto knife, a blade, really sharp, brand new blade, very important. Directions on the bottle say that what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to spray just right at the top, just in sections where I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna start up here. I'm not actually gonna cut the notch out of the wallpaper before I put it in. I'm gonna lay it and smooth it, and then I'm gonna cut it out and then smooth it some more. We'll see how this goes. If it's a disaster, maybe when I do the other half, I'll cut it differently. But this is how I'm gonna start with this. Wow. I don't know how this, That's really interesting. That kind of came out in a stream. That was not what I was expecting, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna kind of smear that around a little bit on there. I really am most concerned with it sticking up toward the top. That's my biggest concern. I really want it to not peel off on the top corners or down this edge right here. Those are my two biggest concerns. So I'm gonna really kind of move that in there like that and see if that helps. It says to peel it off as you go. So let's see what we got here. We want to get it lined up as closely as possible. Okay, I'm gonna peel down the back. Nothing is ever square in an RV. This may require some adjusting here because as I'm coming down the wall, it's looking like I'm leaving a gap. So let's check this out here. Okay, this is difficult for someone with OCD. I'm just saying. The shower isn't straight. So when you get down to here, it's not completely tucked in. I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. But the paper is vertically, like it's vertically straight the way it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut out this section, and I'm gonna trim the bottom, and we're gonna see where we stand. It took me a hot second to try to figure out how to match this pattern. I'm going to show you what I think I have accomplished. Oh, tell me what you think. I think I've managed to line it up. Looks pretty good, yeah? I think I did it. The worst part is the vent isn't working. It's a little hot. Oh, people, this is a job. I'm not gonna lie. This is a job. You just have to laugh because it doesn't look like it's gonna line up. I'm glad I'm laughing at myself right now because I could be crying. I'm beginning to debate. Y'all leave a comment. Tell me if I'm gonna screw this up. I mean, it'll be too late by then, but tell me anyway. I'm beginning to debate if I should cut this because when I do this wall here, when I like do the side wall of this one, and I try to match it into this one here, it's gonna be wider. Like, if you look, this one is a lot narrower, and this piece of paper will wrap around. So maybe I trim this piece when I put it on this wall. What do you think? Stupid idea? Am I being a dummy? Tell me in the comments if I... It'll be great to read afterwards how many of you knew more than I knew before I got started. Now might be an important time to mention that I've never hung wallpaper before. You know what? I'm gonna take it off, I'm gonna give it my best shot, and we're gonna see what happens. Here we go. Okay, so this is how our package came. Our Nautilus shower door, which we had been told was a great option because there's so little space in there that we really wanted something that would help us gain some space, have some light, more weight friendly, so way less, which I gotta tell you, weighs way less than those stupid shower doors. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start getting this thing installed.
Okay, let's take the stickers off it.
Start at the top.
Oh, we're gonna do the whole thing, and then we're gonna place it.
Oh, don't put your head on that.
Put my head on what?
I put my head on this.
You put it on the marks at the top, and I'll put it on the marks down here. And let's not place it until we're absolutely ready.
Do you want the level with it as well?
We don't need the level, we already marked it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm looking good right there.
All right, there we go. I'm ready.
Okay.
Pushing in. That whole wall moves. Do you see this? Look at this.
Yeah.
So there's also a hole at the top that attaches the rail here, and a hole down at the bottom that we're gonna have to put some screws in. That's the difference in length from the bottom to the top. We had to cut off less for the top, more for the bottom. So here's what we're running into. The fiberglass piece of the shower, however they set it or put it in initially, they sucked it down so tight that, and I don't know if there's glue behind it, but it bows out there, and so it leaves a gap in between. We tried loosening this screw to see if it would allow this to move out so we wouldn't have such a gap, and it didn't make any difference. All it did was have the screw stick out further. It didn't allow the fiberglass to bounce back, so we're gonna have to fill it with caulk. Here's a little tip that worked really well for me when I was caulking. Dawn, a tiny little bowl, and water. When you put the Dawn in with the water, you actually use quite a bit for ratio, more than you would for washing dishes. And then you just dip your finger in, swipe along the caulk, makes it super smooth and nice. So I got my baskets and I have them full of all my little things, my reasons that I wanted to hang them. And I mounted some really nice little sticky 3M sticky hooks, and they fit really nicely and they hang really nicely up there. And I was really liking them until I discovered that this is not gonna work because the baskets are too heavy. And what happens is the 3M is actually pulling the wallpaper away from the wall. Now I'm attempting to remove the 3M stickers, and I have discovered the secret. Because if I use the blow dryer to remove it, like I had done with the original one, the heat is going to cause a problem with the sticky adhesive on the new wallpaper. So instead, Goo Gone and a microfiber towel. And what I've done is I've taken the Goo Gone and I've put it on the edge of the towel here. I managed by just sliding it underneath, and now what I've done is I've stuck it in between, and I am just doing a sliding action, and the Goo Gone is breaking down all of the glue as I go, keeping the pressure against the wall for the wallpaper so that this thing can actually lift off and I'm not pulling really, really hard on that wallpaper behind. Let's talk storage. I have been using a variety of storage containers in my pull-out cabinet here, and they fit in ways that I wasn't loving. So I decided to get online and find some soft-sided baskets. I really like soft-sided baskets for storage in RVs because they're flexible, they fit into spots that other things won't, and then you can kind of work them the way you want. I also like these because they were a little bit taller, so they could keep everything upright when we travel. This is how I've set it up. I have set up, these came with 10 of these baskets. And what's really awesome is that the shelves in the Brinkleys are adjustable, so you can move them up and down to whatever size you want. So I was able to adjust them the way I wanted and put my baskets in. They're soft, they're flexible. I can squeeze all kinds of things in to different spaces, and it gives me a little extra room. Yes, it's not a complete tight fit, but it also allows me to pull them out, get to things I want, and not have to manipulate them to do so. I will leave a link in our Amazon shop if you want to go check them out. See if they would fit for you. They have different colors as well. I was super disappointed that my baskets wouldn't work on this wall. On a good note, once I removed them and I laid everything down nice and smooth, there might be one tiny little bubble in the paper. It's not enough that I'm worried that it's going to start to bubble and peel off of there. It actually is adhered really, really well. So here's what I've decided to do. I got myself a little hook for our towel, and I am going to use some of this Scotch. It's Extreme Mounting Tape. I don't know if you can see it in there. Extreme Mounting Tape by Scotch. And I'm going to use this to hang this on the wall. So I'm going to hang it right up here. I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to push on it, secure it, make sure it's set on there nice. Oh yeah, she's stuck. That's a good stick, my goodness. Okay, and then I can take my towel and I can hang it right over the top and still be able to access my plug, my switches, and my counter surface. Some of you might be wondering why we didn't use those little white hooks that were provided with the mounting baskets to put them on this wall, since the adhesive sticky hooks wouldn't work. And it had to do with wiring. The wall isn't very deep, and we were not sure where the wiring to the electronics right inside the bedroom went, and we did not want to cause an issue with wiring. Plus, there's wiring on the inside of the bathroom wall, and we didn't know where that went either. Let's talk caulking right here. I caulked all along the top of the counters to seal the bottom piece of that wallpaper to the countertop so that we didn't have water causing this to lift. And I did it all across the wall. I also did it up the crack right here between the tub insert, the shower insert, and the wallpaper. And I did it along the ceiling as well, because I really wanted it to stay adhered to that. And I just used white to do it. And as OCD as I am, I don't think it looks bad. Look, Brinkley does caulk all along the edges of their ceilings and walls already. Let's talk earrings, which was a concern for me and part of the reason I wanted the baskets hanging on the wall. I have a number of earrings that I like to hang, and that is my problem now, is I don't know where I'm going to put them, because if I pile them all in a basket or a box or whatever, then they're all tangled up and I just don't have access to them. So I have an idea. Here's what it is. It involves a string of wood beads and some buttons. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. You guys get to see the experiment. When I get it done, I'll tell you how I did it and show you the results. Okay, I have successfully done one of them. So let me show you what it looks like. There it is. Buttons and beads and earrings. So here is how I did it. Pulled off a number of extra wood beads that I don't need, just so I have enough that I can put it through the back of this button. The next step involves more 3M Scotch tape, and basically I'm going to set them up on the backs of the buttons so that I can glue them to the wall. So one of the things that I love is how open this is now. The doors that used to be in here used to stick out about this far. So this was the only open space you had into the shower. And now all of this, you have more room. Not that I fling my arms about while I'm brushing my teeth or washing my face, but hey, you never know. Sometimes you gotta just fling your arms around. The retractable door basically slides out. It's transparent. I'll show you what you can see. That's what you can see. The latch is fairly easy. It's just like a little hook latch on it. So pull it shut, push it in, ta-da! And when you're done, it rolls back up. One piece of advice, after you take a shower with it, roll it back out to let it dry a little bit. It doesn't take that long, only a few minutes, and then retract it back in. Just helps keep all the moisture off. No more track to collect dirt and hair and nasty stuff. Nothing. I love it. It took about 3 days to do the whole project, and we're really happy with it. We love that there's no more glass doors, no more ugly track, more elbow room, more counter space, and a pop of color. Thanks for sticking with us till the end. Give us a thumbs up if you liked this content, and if you haven't already, would you please click that subscribe button? We'd love to have you follow along. Don't forget, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of the wallpaper or the storage. And hey, you gotta come back next week because Steve's getting dirty. And we've got some jobs we need to take care of. And I don't know if you noticed, but we've got toys to play with.